Okay, sailors, here we are. It's June 12th, 2023. Hard to believe it's been over 2 months since the very first video I filmed celebrating Vante Tay's 40th birthday on April 7th. A lot's happened since then. April was a complete washout as far as the weather goes, with numerous storms and stormy periods 10 days at a time in the beginning of April, and almost a mirror image of that in later April, culminating on April 28th with a major F2 tornado touching down in my hometown. I was very lucky not to be there, actually, because I was on my way from Stewart, just 25 miles away, to a very spot that suffered severe destruction. But onward. Weather is weather, and there's not much you can do about it. However, I did have a period of 2 weeks where I was having trouble functioning due to a nasty flu, and I never get sick. So, here we are, and I'm glad to be back after so much time has passed, and really want to apologize to my viewers for not having more consistent content coming out of the gate from the very start. But it is what it is, and I do hate that saying, but in this case there's not much that can be done. So let's focus on today. One of the reasons why I'm happy to be here today is because I want to show my viewers something that's absolutely surprising, to say the least, and it concerns bottom paint. Now, before we actually get into the meat of this video, let me apologize for a couple of things. Maybe a few in fact. Number one is my primitive videography skills. This is only my second video, so I'm still learning myself, and if you bear with me, I'm sure I can provide my viewers with lots of really good content, informative, valuable, and often fun too. Learning along the way. It's a pretty hard combination to beat, but one more thing I did want to say before we begin is pardon the disguise. However, I started filming this yesterday without the disguise and found myself squinting to the point where I just didn't look natural. Now it seems we're going to have a little rain shower to cool things off, so hopefully that won't disrupt what I'm about to share with you guys. So here we go. First, a little bit of history. Back in February, I started painting the bottom of Vante Tay after just some rough cleaning and some sanding, etc. And I started applying some paint that I was fortunate enough to get on sale. It was a name brand product I've been using for many years, and for some reason this particular product was being discontinued by the retailer, not the manufacturer, and it was getting a little bit difficult to get and to source. However, the price went down to just $22.45 a quart, and 1 quart will do the entire bottom of Vante Tay from past experience. And I ended up into my second quart before I was finished the painting job, because it in fact involves multiple coats, because I took her down to almost nothing. And I knew I was going to have a bit of a problem there because the product wasn't being supplied to the retailer, etc., etc. Whatever. I decided that I had really no choice. I could have either tried and tried and tried to find the product I started out with, or I could try something new. So I went for trying something new. Lo and behold, at that time on sale, West Marine has a product called CPP, an ablative product, and that's what I've been putting on the boats. So I thought ablative. I heard through the grapevine that in fact this particular product, brand named West Marine CPP, was in fact made by the same major manufacturer that I had used as their private label on most of the rest of the boat. So I run out of paint and I decide to buy the West Marine CPP. I have now done both sides of the boat with the original 2 quarts of the brand name manufacturer, and on the port side I put my 3rd final coat on using the West Marine CPP. It looked great. I was impressed by it. It kind of looked shiny and hard, like a hard paint, not an ablative. I was like, wow. Looked at it from a distance. After it dried, I was still saying wow. And I was like, I'm good to go. So after flipping the boat around, weeks later, what have you, I came back, as maybe 10 days, 2 weeks, and turned the boat around to expose the starboard side, which is how it is now. And I went to put my 4th coat on the waterline only, and the basically the leading edge, and some touch-up areas, etc., etc. And I used the West Marine CPP. Well, sailors, if you can see behind me, the 2 tones of red imparting the glare. It's still pretty sunny despite a nice cloud cover, if that makes any sense, but that's Florida. See those 2 tones of red? That's the difference between the original manufacturer paint, major manufacturer I've used for years, and at the waterline, the West Marine CPP. Now I'm going to get up closer so I can show you a little bit better. Again, forgive my videography skills, and the light is a challenge as well. But let's see what we can do. I'm going to walk kind of sideways here. Geez, practice. I got a lot to learn regarding videography. So I'm going to start at the bow here, and there's the bow. There she is. Okay. Let me get a nice angle on here. Okay, and the light's actually cooperating with us. See that definitive 2 tones there? Well, let's get even closer now as we walk backwards. A little bit of stuff on the boat. That's just from floating on the high tide. But and those black marks are just where it sat on the mud when I had it turned on the other side. Okay, so I don't know, folks. You tell me. I've been a sailor for most of my life, and that's a long time. But that's pretty impressive. It's not that much difference in age between when the paints were applied. And forgive me on this bottom here, but I did it kind of slapstick and quick, and I didn't let the paint dry as long as it recommends, which is 24 hours. I really couldn't because I'm careened and I only have 6 hours at the most between dead low and a dead high tide. So that wasn't a possible option. But the point is, we have paint on the boat, 3 coats of it. It's doing okay. It's not pretty, but we need it to be functional. And down the road here, not sure where on the timeline exactly, but we'll have the boat hauled and do a complete bottom job on it, meaning stripping the gel coat and replacing it, etc., etc. But that is not replacing it, but doing an epoxy job in place of it. And all of that requires lots of time, effort, and of course money. So let's do this, work with this. It's fine once the boat's floating and we're using it. This will be a distant memory, as they say, out of sight, out of mind, and it will be beneath us, literally, where all we have to do is check it periodically, preferably in some nice clear water, and we're good to go. So, where do we go from here? Well, where we go from here, folks, is that I really didn't intend to use YouTube to make product endorsements. I'm more or less trying to video blog here for myself and my viewers and my family, my children, in fact, as a legacy of some sort. So, having said that, I do think that it's worth looking into the West Marine CPP bottom paint the next time you're ready to do your bottom of your boat, that is. So, West Marine CPP versus the major manufacturer. Is it the same company? Who knows? All I can tell you is West Marine CPP paint, bottom paint, is no doubt one of the best bottom paints I've ever used. Check it out. Well, again, apologize for the primitive videography skills, and since I've watched a lot more videos than I've filmed, I see the videographer suggesting you do this and hit a subscriber button. I don't know if I was even close to that, but you get my point. Would love to have you subscribe. I'm a new videographer, a new YouTube content producer here, but I think, let me say this, I'm quite sure if you stick with me, we're going to have some interesting things to talk about. We're going to learn a lot. We're going to have a little fun, and who knows? That's a good start, I guess. Thanks for watching this video. Again, it's a decent day here in South Florida, and I hope it is wherever you are too, but regardless, make it a good one. Thanks for watching.